The Golden Slipper and Other Problems for Violet Strange. I'd like to read to you the introduction, and usually I go straight to the story, but this is quite interesting by Katherine Green. So I'm going to read the beginning and then we'll do the first story, and then we'll do one that's very famous on a subsequent episode. Violet Strange is another of Green's female sleuths, but unlike 50-year-old Amelia Butterworth, Violet is a much younger woman and has been cited by some as a prototype for later girl detectives such as Nancy Drew. Green introduces Violet thus: Violet is small, slight, and simply dressed, but is by no means an inconspicuous figure. She was vivacity incarnate, but not to all. There came moments when the mouth so given over to laughter took on curves of the rarest sensibility, and a woman's lofty soul shone through her odd, bewildering features. On a superficial level, Violet professes a dislike of work, but once her interest is engaged in a case, she completely commits herself until it is solved. Violet Strange makes her debut in this volume of short mysteries published in America in 1915, on the cusp of a period of greater freedoms for some women because of the First World War, and also wider freedoms that were hard won in the Western world in decades to come. As such, Violet is an interesting example of changing times and attitudes. The book was published by Putnam in America, but perhaps due to wartime constraints, there does not appear to be a parallel British edition. There are 9 stories, or problems, as Green describes the mysteries, beginning with the cover title, The Golden Slipper. Very quickly, we learn that Violet, on the surface, a silly little chit, is a daughter of a wealthy financier and also an agent in a private investigations business. This case is perfect for Violet because she is to investigate a matter concerning young women of wealth and status, such as herself. So she has ready access to the people involved. But the question she must answer seems rather lightweight. Which of the group of privileged young women she must investigate, known as the inseparables, is a habitual thief? Also, why bother to steal an item, many of which are of great beauty and value, only to mysteriously return it a short time later, as happened on each occasion? Violet is invited to a lavish house party and lays a cunning trap to catch the thief. The next problem, the second bullet, has a much more serious theme. Violet is asked by a grieving widow to prove that her deceased husband did not commit suicide, as had been said. If Violet can prove the man was murdered, then his widow can collect a much needed insurance payment. The other 7 problems are a mixed selection of puzzles: a search for a missing will, a man who must clear his name of the death of his wife and find the real culprit, and the tracking down of a missing scientific formula. In The House of Clocks, Violet is embroiled in a gothic tale of poison, jealousy, and greed, solved with the aid of the family tutor and Violet's observation and interrogative skills. The gloomy atmosphere of the house in the story and the depths of the feelings of the main characters, one of whom is positively vile, is beautifully captured by Green. The final story, Violet's Own, reveals to the reader why this privileged young woman should want to work at all, and is a nod to the growing emancipation of women at the beginning of the 20th century and the strength of sisterly love. It is a shame that Violet Strange was not better exploited by Green. This is a very pleasing collection of stories, and Violet has huge potential as a detective hero. In addition, some critics have suggested that the short story genre suited Green better than the novel, as it restricted her from wandering into verbose flights of fancy, although in fairness, most Victorian novelists did that as a matter of course. Violet is such a strong character that she has been taken up by modern authors who have added more tales to her portfolio of cases. The collection is a very worthwhile read, demonstrating many of the better qualities of Green's talent.